So just to conclude this white bull, although the white bull is hovering above all this show, at least sort of my part of it, but somewhere probably with other examples of the other two people that participate in this show. So this is the last one that of the real white bull. It's called the white bull mold, and Tiriki did the mold, and this anyway, it's how do you say, self-explanatory?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this you can do plenty of white bulls if you want.
Well, it was going to be a mold
That's
of making
right.
white bulls.
Well,
then it just sort of turned into an artwork about white bulls.
Yes, but I did some white bulls.
Oh,
Have you? Yes.
Bulls, yes.
One of them is the one you know with the
meat.
With the meat, yes. But anyway, yes, yeah.
Yes, but I like that as well, because the idea of the mould,
Yes.
and it's very indicative of our culture. You know, a culture of consumption and things today. You know, like you have to keep consuming. You know, it's products. It's it's television, it's things like this, and really everything that we're at it's a mould for white bulls, sort of culture and life today, especially in Australia, I think. Especially the way we're turning Australia into America Junior these days, and it's this mould for white bulls, and we turn them out at a great rate of knots. Everyone nowadays is look after yourself, look after you and your own. Don't worry about anyone else. Don't worry about the consequences of your action toward everyone else, as long as you're all right.
Yeah.
And I think that's quintessentially the essence behind all of the white bull story and everything. And that's why it's very significant. I think that the mould has become the artwork in itself now.
That's right. And I sort of somehow connected with, now coming back to Israeli culture. There is a poem by Shaul Chernichovsky that in Hebrew it says Adam eino ela tavnit nof moladeto, and if you translate it to Australian, to English, it's a man is only but a mold of his country. Now, I did actually some screen print when I just arrived to Australia, referring to this particular one. I'm not sure that you're familiar with. It's somehow to do with relationship between the black and white cultures. I did quite a lot of things, and they're quite big prints, and one of them is called "A Man Is Only But a Mold of His Country," and the other one is "A Man Is Only But a Piece of Land," or small piece of land. That's right. So and then I did sort of something called "Bonjour Monsieur," which is again, it's one of them is black and one of them is white. In the other one of them is white and the other one is sort of darkish, bluish color, and again, the idea of cultures meeting and people meeting. And the next thing is this one, which connects us to the previous show, which was a Yossel Bergner one. But this one is it's called "Lynn Onus Told Me That Never Green," and it's just referring to the other print that I saw before, I showed you before, and actually this carpet as well, which is the same green. And I sort of, not imitating, but just put green on top, that sort of like these people are not really significant. It's, this old idea, but the actual people themselves is part of this tree, that is the trees that the people were part of it and they were chained to the tree. This is based on this painting called Aborigines in the National Gallery of Victoria. And Yossel did afterwards, actually maybe after when we finish, I'll just show a glimpse of that painting. Maybe it will be a reference for something. And actually something is written there on the other side. It's written, Lynn told me never green, and the people are the tree, because a man is like a tree sending out roots, which is a man is like a tree sending out roots. I think it's from Jeremiah, but I'm not sure. And it's again people part of the country, and this dilapidated hut. And okay, the next one is time keep. It has to be keep or keeps? Yeah, you see, you didn't tell me. It's a S here. S keeps on sleeping, and the time is still working. And Tiriki, right, and it's right. Yes, Tiriki will say some words about it, and we'll move on.
Well, it all came from a sculpture that I did a long time ago. I just did this coffin. It rose out of when my father Lynn died, and we all sat around. We decided we had to do something with his coffin in the tradition of Northern Ireland, where you paint people's coffins when they die. Oh, it's a tradition all over Australia. But we'd taken his coffin, and there were lots of artists around the house at the time who'd come for the funeral, and so we actually painted the coffin whilst he was in it too, I might add.
Was he inside?
Oh, he was inside, yeah. I kept knocking on the lid, asking if he was okay. No, I didn't. But no, but whilst he was inside, and we painted up the coffin in one night, his coffin, and before it was before the funeral, and it was taken off.
This is the coffin that they took it to the cremation?
No, he wasn't inside this coffin.
No, but
what?
No, but it was in the coffin.
Yeah, he was in the coffin, and I loved that because it was so finite, and then it was cremated after it was gone. Like, it was like a sand painting in a desert. You know, walk away, wind blows it away, and it was gone. And it was really nice, that idea. I liked that. And now there's nothing left of it. And again, we're in with that idea of being cremated and just being scattered and going back to the earth. And because one of the things that I always found horrible was this idea of being buried these days, and that the coffins are made to keep you the way you are. And all I want to get back into the earth as quickly as possible. I don't want anything to be left of me. And so this was the idea. And so I did this for originally for my piece in my final year of school. I did this for the sculpture, and it was taken on. It went into a big show at the NGV and all sorts of different. They chose, I think, about 60 works from all over Victoria, and this was one of them. And then it just sort of ended up just standing there. And one day as I walked past, I realised what a good grandfather clock it would make. And so then it was the work of but a moment to pull apart a clock and drill a hole in this and turn it into a clock. And it's that wonderful. And then I came back to this time keeps on slipping. Because it does, and it's there. It's marking time it's doing. And I was very interested because I was reading not long ago about these people who have these phobias of clocks, and they can't look at a clock because it's marking the seconds away until they die. And I thought this was a wonderful idea, and so it's where it comes from, where everyone's going to eventually too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. This print is again, as most of the print that we did with Lynn, and it starts with black, and slowly we build up the actual image. If you can see, there are sort of symbols of some tortoises here. Just there were 4 or 5 tortoises, and then we decide to print just black on top of this part, which is sort of like, you know, with the whole idea of it's like the plaque itself in Mistake Creek, but it's, as you can see from, I'm not sure that how the camera can see this black, but it's not real black. You can see all sorts of things inside. Can you? Yeah, sort of like really burnt pebbles, the real pebbles that are very, very colorful, just burnt, and there is sort of, it's not just one unity, there is bits and pieces there, but it's a beautiful print. Actually, I forgot to say that this print and the few collaborations that are here was exhibited in the Koori Heritage Trust. I think it was, when was this, it was a little bit prior to the retrospective in Victoria. When was the retrospective?
In Victoria, in 2001.
So it probably was that year or the year earlier, and yeah, so these 4 or 5 prints were exhibited in the Koori Heritage Trust.